Dr. Kiran Kulkarni is a pathologist by profession, but he considers the three areas are important, very important in his life, namely profession, family, and social life. His life has always been influenced by partnership, right from his birth. He was born a twin, and his pathology laboratory has always been in partnership with other pathologists. He's been instrumental in starting one of the biggest blood banks in Nagpur, namely the Hedgewar Blood Bank, where he's one of the directors. He's a very active Rotarian, and he started the cleft lip and palate surgery camp, which is catered to 1,100 children over 12 years. Also, he's been in charge of the Pulse Polio project for the last 25 years, during which so many children have received the polio vaccination. He got the Best Rotarian of the District Award at one time and the Vocational Excellence Award. His wife Pratibha and son Mithilesh have greatly influenced his life, as also his extended family, the Water is Life Society. 10 friends over the last 10 years have been working to provide water to wildlife in the deep jungles of Tadoba, Chandrapur. And all of his work, professional, Rotarian, Water is Life, is going on at full speed and benefiting more and more people day by day. Welcome, Dr. Kiran Kulkarni, to the interview on Safe Spaces. So, sir, let me start with a very soul-searching question. What do you think has been the biggest achievement in your life?
Oh, actually, not a unexpected question, but it is certainly a difficult question.
Okay.
I would say that buying a house I consider as the biggest achievement of my life, and the reason is my wife always had a desire that we must own a house rather than staying in a rented house. And I consider myself lucky that I was able to fulfill her wish, and we are living our own house. And the other part is she also deserves the same credit because then year I bought the house, next year she gifted me a son. So she fulfilled
Oh,
my wish, and both
this
are
is something that I didn't know.
the
But I have definitely visited your house,
yeah.
and I'm I understand why you consider it your biggest achievement, because it is such a warm and nice place. And since I know your son also, so I think your wife has given you the biggest, best gift ever.
Right, right. Okay.
So, do you think I should ask you who influenced you most in this journey towards your achievement? Or
Yeah.
is the answer clear? Your wife?
Yeah, the answer is very clear. It was the wife she influenced that we must have. But the
Mhm.
other part of the story that managing the finance and taking a decision, because it was in 1986 when my father and brother we were staying together, and
Mhm.
they said that Kiran, we don't have the money, so we
Mhm.
have to go to another place. I said,
Mhm.
leaving Lakshmi Nagar, which you know in Nagpur is supposed to be a very prime area. I
Mhm.
said in 1986, if we leave this particular place, which is only about 1,000 feet away from the Diksha Bhumi Stup, which is a world-known monument,
Mhm.
then we probably can never step in this area in our
Mhm.
remaining life. So I
Okay.
did everything whatever I could, and well managed to get the sum that was required for getting this house. So it was her wish, and uh, to which I thought I responded probably in the best possible way.
So, to a certain extent, your father also influenced this part of the journey by
Yeah.
saying that we may not be able to do it, so you have to prove that you can do it. So, now a little twist to the matter. If I asked you to describe yourself in just three words, three qualities, three adjectives that you can give to yourself, what would those three words be?
I don't know how to coin it, but one is
Mhm.
a creative person, another is an analytic person, and third, you can rest assured that the third is a punctuality. I would love to be on time and on time every time.
I can totally relate to all these three aspects of you. But would you say that, let's say when you were in college,
Yeah.
would you say these same three words defined what you were then?
Uh, yes, almost. That probably is very true. Uh, I will just quote a small example that what
Mm,
happened it was on 26th of January, I had been to my friend who is a colonel in army now, and I said, let us go to watch the parade on Kasturchan Park. He
mm,
got angry. He said, we are appearing in the first year examination that is will make us to the medical or not, and how can you do thinking of going and watching a parade? I
mm,
said, okay, I'm studying everything. So what is so special or what is so different? He
mm,
said, see, I have this set of papers and I am studying to this particular set of papers. So I asked him, where did you get it?
mm,
That time it was quite cheap and it was available at 50 paisa per set. So I went to a particular shop, bought 10 such sets of last 5 years.
mm,
and and then first time I took all of them, collected the data, segregated in such a way that what question comes all to other question, and then I knew that there is no need of reading 16 topics. You can survive with 8, and that made my study half. And then I selected questions and I virtually practiced 45 minutes one question. And what used to happen whenever I went to the examination, I at least used to get 5.5 questions in the paper, which I was writing in a wonderful way because I was prepared for that. And one of my friends said, "Okay, whatever you do, I will do." So I got 72% of marks. That time it was easy in medical. If you get 72, it was 62% was the closing. And the fellow who was with me following blindly whatever I said also was in the same college because he also got admission in the good marks. So I would say that even that time I was analytic and that has paid. Creativity, yes, I was a good backbencher, and most of the drama societies and everywhere I was invited.
So, what you told us about your methodology in studying, I wish I had known you when I was in college. So, I would have probably done much better. But as you said, you have been moving from place to place in your childhood.
Yeah.
So, would you say that your childhood was safe? Did your parents make you feel safe? Did you feel safe during your childhood?
Yes, probably I was one of the few lucky children who did not get this type of unhappy experience, and that probably was I was always accompanied by my sister. She was a
Mm,
twin. So wherever we went, she was a reporter to the family. So I had to take care that whatever I am doing is must be acceptable to the family because it is going to get reported to the family. And because we two were always together, um, people were very guarded with any adventurous thing which they wanted probably to do. So I would say I practically was in a safe space. And another thing is having six elder brothers and sisters makes it even better because they are continuously watching, they are continuously saying that do this, don't do this. he's not a good boy, so and so. So that probably automatically gave me an protection. Unless you define what is a child, you will not understand the two words. And the child is a person who has complete faith in adults or elders. They always believe that whatever is told by the elders is true and they have to believe it. And second thing, they have a wildest imagination and they can imagine anything and accept if such a wildest imagination is told by the adults or elders. And that is what is the child that makes him most vulnerable because he is a ready prey for anyone who wants to bring him closer. Or and so safe space, as I have said, one is the space has to be safe, and most important, there has to be space between two people. One person cannot influence you from a distance. He has to come closer, and that is the moment he enters into your space, he comes physically near you, then only your space becomes unsafe. So
Correct.
one thing is irritability, second is withdrawal from the. She might be crying for every small things,
Absolutely
nervous.
right.
Yeah,
Nervous.
yeah,
But then, as you said, that she feels scared that the if she says no to it,
yeah.
then that person may withdraw the coaching that
Whatever
he was
benefit
giving her.
is,
So
eh,
it's a sort of a power play, right? That
yes,
whoever is more powerful
yeah.
gets the upper hand.
It is very important for me for equality with everybody, anybody who is with me or competing with me.
How
No,
many
I
children,
to be
percentage wise?
very frank,
Mhm.
am not very much aware about this, and that
Mhm.
probably is uh, one of the things which your survey or interviews with various people you will find out that it is we hardly look at to this as a problem. The incidence apparently is very less, and if at all, it is with the mostly with the family or near and dear members, like that. It is a third person coming into night. Mostly they keep withdrawn from the others. They
Mhm.
might be very irritative at many times because whatever you ask, they get irritated because they are unable to explain, they are unable to say, they have to keep it to themselves. And
Mhm.
many times it is the friends of these particular children, they also tease them that
Mhm.
you get a favor for something, and the child is always worried about one thing, that if she doesn't fulfill or she doesn't cooperate, then she will be at loss for the thing which she is there for. So
Correct.
one thing is irritability, second is withdrawal from the. She might be crying for every small things, nervous.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
Nervous.
yeah,
But then, as you said, that she feels scared that the if she says no to it,
yeah.
then that person may withdraw the coaching that
Whatever
he was
benefit
giving her.
is,
So
eh,
it's a sort of a power play, right? That
yes,
whoever is more powerful
yeah.
gets the upper hand.
Unless you attract the child for something, it
Mhm.
won't respond. So first, like showing these pictures is
Suppose he's, oh, yeah.
he becomes inquisitive. Oh, curiosity get increased, and then
mm,
he would come. So, okay, you want this, now I will trade with you. That you want one more, you give me this. You want two more, you give me this. So this demand and supply ratio will enter,
mm.
and the child will get indulged into it more and more. It only with the advancing of the age, when they understand and they know how to prevent themselves, they get composed and the confidence comes in, and they again come back to normalcy because they are now wise. Previously, they used to believe in everything. After this particular incidents, they have become wise with the experience, and they will take due precaution and not involved, or they are smart enough to identify, or for that matter they will keep everybody away.
So
But
that is an affection that remains till a later life, that they will keep everyone away.
yeah,
So they will emotionally distance people from themselves.
that is for true. They will not be that much free as they used to be in earlier, so that will remain with forever, those memories with them forever.
That is a long lasting impact.
Yeah, long lasting impact. And many times it so happens that even the if you talk to them and if they narrate that particular experience, they might break down, they might cry. So it
Mm.
is that disturbing. The most important thing is she must share the responsibility to the competent person. Acha, no one will talk to the chacha or something. It is either they will say keep quiet, they will explain and say avoid, or they will go to the mother and then they will say.
But will the mother confront the chatu?
This is the first part. We have talked about the child. The
Mm,
mother is well is more concerned, or more, she expects that this can happen with the girl child,
mm,
less with the male child. And even if
mm,
happens with the male child, okay, it can be taken care. So she is more worried about the girl child, not the male child. She probably will not confront with the chachu because in our families and Indian culture, uh, even if the father is told, he will not believe because he says, "Ah, he's my brother and I know him well," and something like. So for mother, it is a difficult situation to handle. She cannot
mm.
pass on the message across the table. Most of the time, that much taking care is sufficient. If the thing is made known to the people, the coach also is worried about his professional career may get affected. So
Mm,
his adventures, whatever he is making or advances he is making, he will stop with other children. So
mm,
I think going to law is making the things more public, and that might give a less benefit because if you go to the paper and if you go for the complaint, and then there is a article next day in the paper,
mhm,
suddenly you are famous and everybody in the school will look like, oh, she's the girl who has reported something like that, and that will disturb even more. So going to the law is always more harsh, or it is an more punishment to the person who is affected. Like if you take a stone, throw it in the lake, what would happen is initially it will form some waves at the surface, but the
mm.
stone doesn't go anywhere. It goes deep down in the mud and stays there forever, and that is how that memory remains there, and it can give the similar types of wave later in the life, because the difference between that stone and the water is there no life or no feelings are there. Here we have lots of feelings. I tell you, it is reporting is the last resort to which they will accept, because
Okay.
whatever you say, whatever secrecy you keep, nobody knows. It's the moment it might suddenly come. Um, it will be all over through
It will
WhatsApp and
come
various
out
other
in the open.
social media. So
Mm,
everybody is worried about that. It's not only the uh, question of the child abuse in that family, but it is question of other members and their career may get affected because of this. That is our worry, and that is why in India, um, crime reporting is far less than it should be. Gives a very much positive impact on the society, that today we identify these particular signs and identify the child, then only you can go and talk to the child's parent, and then you can explain them about to handling it locally and then going to the law. So I think it is a stepwise approach, that first you locate the problem and second you give the solution. Well, that is not an easy way, because intention is good, creating safe space.
mhm,
So we probably can start something like a presentation in which how the space is invaded and causing danger, physical danger, something like this, a presentation that will depict various things, that the space, how there is a space invasion, how these lucrative things can get you into danger, and maybe many more things. But I will have to do some research, and well, I can certainly come back to you with better and few more ideas. Yeah, I am a Rakshit, and I will be a Rakshit, because I believe in one thing, that is, awareness is the best activity that can give you a very productive results.